Alright guys, what's going on? Today I've got a little bit of a different video for you. I've been working on this for a while now. There's a lot to it. I'll try to get through as much as possible, and I'm only going to really show you guys what I know personally. So, let's start off with just a basic skinning tutorial. To start off the skinning tutorial, the things that you'll need are Kotor tool and photo editing software, whether it's GIMP or Photoshop or anything like that. Anyways, well, anything that can read target files. So first, what you're gonna do is I'll use Kotor 1 as an example, but this works for both Kotor 1 and 2. So you're going to go to the ERF tree, texture packs, and say you want to do a robe. So you're going to go down to there's both male and female, so we'll extract both of those. So for males, if you want just a normal Jedi robe, you double click pmbi01.tpc and it shows you a little preview picture, and that's what it looks like. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to go to extract file. I will do it on the desktop just to make it easy. So once you extract that, you're going to go and get the female or male version, whichever one you didn't get. So PFBI1, there we go, same thing. And then you're going to extract that also. So once you do that, you can close Kotor tool for now. For now, I'll just actually hide it. So then you're going to go open up each of the texture files. Or you can do actually one for right now. I just gotta wait for GIMP to launch, and once it's open, what I usually always do for armors and robes is I immediately scale the image to 1024 by 1024. That way the quality in game is much better. So now you can kind of do whatever you want. Like for example, if I wanted to go to the color picker and I only want to change all of that color, I could say enter in a pattern like that, whatever. I can go to colors, colorify, and I can do any of these, change the colors here, all that good stuff. And so say I want that. Okay, now if you're going to do that, you should probably change all the other excess stuff to that too. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift and select all of them, and there we go. There's that. And then this is, I believe, the leg area. If you don't know what each part of the texture corresponds to, then what you could always do is take, for example, a paintbrush, increase the size, whatever, change the color to something noticeable, and then you can just kind of trace, oops, forgot to change it to green. And then you can say trace on this area, and then when you go into game, after you put this in your override, you can see where that is and it'll show you in game, so then you know what to edit. Anyway, so what you're going to do is export as. I'm going to just keep it at the desktop, and you have to keep it the same name. Remember this is just for right now. So you're going to replace that, and then open up the female texture, and then you're going to scale it to 1024 by 1024. And then since the robes layouts are the same for both male and female, you could just drag this right onto there and then export, or you could do overwrite, either one. You should do export if you want to save it to a different area. Anyway, so after that you can just discard the changes. It doesn't matter since those are still there. Alright, so if you guys just want this to be to replace the normal textures in game, all you have to do is place it in the override, and boom, whenever you get those two robes in game, the two Padawan robes in game, there'll be that blue texture. But let's go ahead and undo that because we don't want that, right? So what we're going to do is go into Kotor tool. This is for if you want these as special robes. They don't replace any robes unless someone else unfortunately took the robe number, as you'll see here later. So what you're going to go to is templates.biff, items, and then you're going to look for the GA Jedi Robe 01. So right here. Now you're going to double click that. That's going to open up this item editor box. So you'll see all these different properties here. You might want to go into your override first just to check different numbers. As you can see here, there's a lot of different numbers. So you're going to go down to the Jedi robes and check if there's any ones there, like right here, from BOSSR, Brotherhood of Shadow. There are these numbers of robes, so you're not going to want to use those because those, well, are already taken. Those UTI numbers. So what you're going to do is you can name this kind of whatever you want as long as it's under 16 characters, I believe. But for now, we're just going to go with GA Jedi Robe 30. Why not? So you're going to change the resref and the tag to that. And then down here at texture variation, you're going to set that to the same number that you set over here. Alright, so once you do that, you can go to properties, and this will show you what the robe stats are. So to add stats, you want to double click this star, and then you go to property name. This property editor will pop up. And so you can, let me just hide GIMP real quick. You can add whatever you want, honestly. So for example, let's go attribute bonus and add a +2 to intelligence. So once you do that, it shows up right there. And you could do another thing like, say, you want damage reduction +3, and so 20. Truthfully, I don't know what that does. But anyways, so you'll have that. And then once you do that, you go ahead and save this. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And then for the UTI, you're going to want to do the same number as your resref and tag. So you're going to go ahead and save that, and then it'll appear right there on the desktop or wherever you saved it. Then you can go ahead and cancel. Alright, so once you do that, you can put this in the override, but first you should rename these textures. Oops. My bad. You're going to rename these textures, the numbers, to 30, since that's what we did for the UTI file. And rename this one 30. Alright, so then once you do that, go ahead and go into your override and throw these files into your override. And boom, voila, you're done with your very own custom robe. Now, if you want a custom little thumbnail, you know, those things that show up in the inventory, what you're going to want to do is go to the ERFs, then go to SWPC, text GUI, blah, blah, blah. You're going to go to I. And now it shows all of these, so you're going to want to go to IA Jedi Robe 001, and this will show up. So what you're going to do is extract that file. Let's go to the desktop. Then you're going to open that up in GIMP or Photoshop, and I always zoom in so that it looks like that. And then what you could go is to colorize, and then you can just color it like that, and boom, voila, you're done. Now you can override it, and then you're going to rename it to Jedi Robe 0031. I'm sorry, I meant 030 since we named it 30 for the UTI. Alright, so what you do then is you want to go in game. I'll just show it here real quick. Just load up any game, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in a certain area or anything like that. So you're just going to load that up, load whatever game. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go give item G underscore A underscore Jedi Robe 30. And then when you go into your inventory, look at that. There it is with those custom stats and everything. I guess the absorb didn't work because I guess that doesn't work for robes. Anyway, so there you go. There's your custom robe in game. Now it's going to look kind of laggy because I'm recording and whatnot, but other than that, it works perfectly fine in game. So that's the basics of reskinning for Kotor 1. It works for Kotor Tool. Kotor 2, my bad. Except the file names are just a bit different. If you guys want to know what those are, I could show you or link them down in the description or something. Anyways, so that concludes the skinning tutorial for robes and armor and normal clothes and anything like that. So let's move on to the next part. Alright guys, the next part of this tutorial is on placeables or character files, anything like that. So what you're going to want to do is go to Kotor 1 or 2, go to the rims. Now what you're going to want to click on is the modules, and all of this stuff will show up. Very confusing, right? Well, you're going to want to choose an area. It doesn't matter where. So for example, I'm going to choose Korriban and go to the Tomb of Nagasato. So what you're going to want to click on is the _S, and you're going to want to click on the plus right there. Now all of this will show up. Now you can go to characters or placeables, whatever you want. For example, on this tutorial I'm going to go to characters and the Uthar Win UTC file. Alright, now all of this will show up. You don't really have to worry about this at all. Just what you want to do is extract the file. Alright, now once you extract the file, go ahead and hide Kotor tool. You're going to want to go into the KGFF editor. Now you're going to want to go to File, Open, and don't worry about that, that's about my other mod. You're going to want to go to the desktop and open the Uthar Win .utc file. So now all of this stuff will pop up. You don't really need to worry about all this stuff right now. The only thing that you're going to want to worry about is if you want to place your item in the game. So what you're going to go to is the item list, and then you'll see here there's all this, well, there's not much for him, but there's this stuff. So for example, if you want to replace an item in here, say you want to give your robe instead of credits, for example. So what you're going to want to do is go to values, erase all that, then you're going to place in the items, whatever your item name, your UTC and UTI item name is. So then you're going to go to that, and then voila, you're done. All you have to do is save it and then put it in your override, and then whenever you verse Uthar and kill him, then all of a sudden, boom, your robe's there along with these other items. Right, so say you don't want to do that. Say you want to add on your item. So what you're going to do is go to Open again, and then the Uthar Win UTC, and then now you're going to go back down to the item list, and what you're going to do is click on this, any one of these structures, it doesn't matter. What you're going to do is copy struct, and then you're going to click on item list, and then you're going to go to paste struct. Now this thing is kind of glitchy for me since I'm on a Mac, but there'll be an option to paste the structure here, and then all you'll have to do is just like what you did with the credits, is you just write in whatever your item name is on the values list. And so once that's done, you're good. All you have to do is place that into the override, and that's a quick tutorial on how to do placeables. And now moving on to the next part. So the next part of the tutorial that I'm going to show you guys is how to do merchants slash other character files. It doesn't matter, like utc.utm, whatever. So what you're going to want to do is go to Kotor 1 or 2 again, go to rims, modules, and now you're going to want to find a merchant that you like. It doesn't matter what, because you're going to be editing it anyway. So for example, I'll go to Dan M13_S. You're going to go to merchant, and now there's several different merchant files here. So I'm just going to go with Dantooine General. Alright, so now this is going to show up. So in order to make this custom, I mean, you can change him how he is, and then it's just whenever you go to him in game, that's how he is. But we want to make this custom, right? So what you're going to want to do is change the resref, local name, and tag to whatever you want. So for this, I'm just going to go with test_1. I don't know. So you're going to want to rename all of those test_run. You can also set the language to whatever you want. You could set them to whether he only buys, sells, or does both. I usually set both. You can change the markup and markdown prices. This is how much more expensive he'll sell the items. And then this how much cheaper. It's not like 25 credits and 100 credits. It's some system. I totally forgot what it was called. On open store script, you don't have to worry about that. And ID, you have to keep it at 5 because that's what the merchants are. Comments, you can leave whatever, it doesn't affect it. So what you're going to want to do is go to inventory, and this will pop up. Now there will be a custom items list here, but nothing is going to be in it because that's really glitchy. So anyways, what you can do is just look at the items, and then you can go to, say I want to add the Chani fiber armor. Then you just go ahead and drag that into the list, and then it shows up right there. So you can go ahead and add whatever. I'll add a double-bladed lightsaber. Why not? Anyway, so once you're done with adding whatever items you want, you click OK, and now you go to save, and you save this as whatever you named the template, the resref tag, all that stuff. So test_1. Now you're going to save that. Keep it as a UTM. That's always important that you keep the same file extension. Now what you're going to want to do is go to the GFF editor, and you're going to want to open up that UTM file. Alright, now all of this will show up. There will be a lot of structures here, but that's because that's how many items that the merchant has. So what you're going to want to do is you can go through, edit any of these. And for example, I want to add in our custom robe that we had earlier. So you're going to want to go to GA Jedi Robe 30, and then just click on something else, and boom, it saves. So now again, like I said, you can edit this. You can add in your robe as many times as you want, or any other custom items that you want. And so what you're going to do now is, since that's done, you're just going to go File, Save. Alright. Once you do that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a .utc file. Those are character files. That's what we edited earlier with Uthar. Those are going to determine who your merchant's going to be and all that kind of good stuff. So what you're going to want to do is go to any area. I'll just go with this area again, Dantooine. And you're going to want to go to blueprints for characters. Now there's going to be a lot depending on the area, but for me I'm just going to go with Dantooine 13 Kratos, or however you say his name. Now you should probably keep all this the same. You can change his name to, I don't know, John Deere Yurkow, whatever. So description, don't change any of this stuff. Now for portrait, keep that the same. And conversation, if you want him to have the same conversation that he has with you on Dantooine, then you can keep that the same. But for us, we're going to want to do custom conversations, right? So you're going to create a new conversation name. Just do it test _ speech. I don't know. Alright, so your inventory, don't worry about this. This is different from the merchant inventory. Anyway, so you're going to exit out that. Now you're going to want to go to tag and do test _ CHAR for short for character. Then you're going to want to go to advanced and do the same thing for the template resref. Alright, now keep all this stuff the same. It doesn't matter. There's all this stuff. You really don't have to worry about this since it's a merchant, at least for right now, unless you want to attack them later on. It doesn't matter. Alright, so you're going to go to save, and for the name, you're going to want to do the same thing that you did for the tag and the resref. So test _ CHAR, and save that. Alright, so now once you've done that, you see this conversation here. Now we're going to have to do that. So what you're going to want to do is hide Kotor tool, and you're going to want to go into a DLG editor. Now it's going to be kind of hard to see on my screen, no matter if I make the window bigger or not. It's just the resolution of all this stuff never changes, sadly. So what you're going to want to do is go to new. Alright, so now you'll see all of this. Create a new dialog. I'll show you just the basics of creating dialogue trees and everything like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to right click on here, then click add new entry. So that'll pop up this red box. So on here, what you're going to want to do is, type in your greeting message for the merchant. So let's go with hello sentient, how are you today? Question mark. Okay. Now once you do that, you could just go ahead and click anything else, and then boom, it saves right there. And then if you want to reply with your character, you go to add new reply, click on the blue box, and then you go, I'm doing well today. Thank you for asking. I don't know, something like that, right? And then if you want the merchant to then speak after that, what you do is click add new entry again. So now you just say, I don't know, would you be interested in helping me with a task? This is just in case you want quest or anything like that. Now I won't show how to do quest yet, as to I don't really know exactly how. It's really confusing for me. But I'll have a tutorial later on in the week or something about how to do it. So what you're going to do is add new reply. Just reply with, oh, sure, what is this task? Question mark. And if you want to add multiple replies, you just click on the red box again and then add new reply. And so then these will be your dialogue choices. So, no thank you, goodbye, because we're mean, right? Alright, so once you do that, then you can just continue the tree along here. And if you want to continue the conversation with the certain reply, you have to click on that reply and then add new entry. So don't do it to this one if you just want it to end, the conversation to end there. So then you're going to say, I don't know, can you help retrieve an item for me? And then you could add new reply, say, what is this item? Or add another reply, what do I get out of this? And then you can just keep continuing the dialogue from there. So it's a Jedi holocron, I don't know, something like that. And then you could say, continue on the dialogue, of course. Whoops, let me actually cut the node. Alright. Oh yeah, if you want to delete a line, then you right click and then click cut node. Anyway, so you guys can continue this as long as you want. Make as many trees as you want. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. And so I'll just reply with, okay, I'll be back with that holocron. I don't know. Alright, so once you do that, this is, I'm going to show you a script on how to make this only pop up on the first conversation. I believe that's how the script works. I could be wrong. But anyways, that's so far what I've discovered. Thanks to help from Fair Strides. I'll link his Deadly Stream page down in the description. Anyways, so with my dialogue that I'm making for one of my mods currently, you can see there, this is just a test for the dialogue that I've been doing. Anyways, so on the first string, you can see that there's these two scripts, the ones that determine the availability and the fires that when spoken. So what you're going to want to do is type this in for the script that determines availability. So let's go ahead and do that right now. K underscore con underscore talked to. Alright, and then once you do that, go ahead and copy this one, K underscore act underscore talk true. So let's do that. Okay, so once you talk to him in game, that's the first conversation that'll pop up, and it'll only pop up, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the first time you talk to him. Any time after that, it doesn't pop up. There must be some script or something else that determines that when it pops up again. But anyways, now if you want the merchant store, you could do it on either this one, this dialog tree, doesn't matter, or you can just do what I'm going to do and add a new entry. And so right here we could say, would you like to look at my inventory? Doesn't matter. And then you can reply with, sure, why not? I don't know. Why noi? Whoops, my bad. So once you do that, you go to add new entry, and then the script that fires when spoken, go back to Kotor tool, and so I'm just going to name the script that fires the same as the conversation. So we'll do test underscore speech, and I'll add a 1 actually. Okay, so now you're wondering, how do we get the store to actually open in game? So that involves having to create a script. So what you're going to do is go to Kotor tool, go to tools, and then text editor. Alright, so right here what you're going to want to do is copy this script right here. I'll link it down in the description to this page. Going to copy that, then you're going to paste it. Alright, so what you're going to do once you open this up, you'll see here tag of store here and resref of store here. So what you're going to do is keep the quotes there, but erase that line. And so the tag of the store is test underscore 1, and the resref of the store is the same thing. So I'm going to erase this, keep the quotes, don't forget that, test underscore 1. Now what you're going to do is click on script, and script is for Kotor 1, and then this will pop up. You don't have to worry about that. Then what you're going to do is go to script and compile. Now you're going to want to save it, it doesn't matter where, but I'm just going to save it to the desktop. And what you're going to do then is test underscore speech 1. Now put the ending to .nss. Then you're going to save it. Now it says that it's compiled. Then you're going to click OK. You can exit out of this and all this stuff. I'll just go ahead and hide Kotor tool. And then you'll see 2 things right here. Alright, so the NCS is what you really have to worry about. I mean, that's the only thing that you have to worry about, and so once that's done, then you are good. Alright, in case you forgot the conversation thing, then it's right here. So what you're going to do is go to File, if this would work, File, Save As, and I'm going to go to the merchant, test underscore speech dot dlg. Then you're going to go to save. Alright, now you can exit out of this, exit out of all this good stuff. Actually I didn't want to exit out of Kotor tool. Alright, and then now what you're going to want to do is open up your game, because you're going to want a spot for your character. So let me just launch Steam real quick. Alright, so once it's open, you're going to launch the game. Launch in full screen. I mean, it doesn't matter, honestly. Alright. So now you are going to go here, blah, blah, blah. Go to load game or new game, it doesn't matter. I'll just go, I don't know, here, why not? Let's see where this is. Oh, Korriban. Alright. So what you're going to want to do then, sorry if the volume is off, these people, blah blah blah. Alright, so once they go off, so it doesn't matter which area in the game really, you're just going to want to find a spot and say I want it right here. So what you're going to do is type in the console, where am I, and then you can see that there's those coordinates right there. So now what you're going to want to do is write those down. Alright, so now once that's done, you can go ahead and exit out of the game. You can quit Steam or whatever. I'm just going to hide it actually. And let's move on to the next step. Next step, once you complete all that stuff, is you're going to want to find the area where you were previously, where you got all the coordinates. So mine was dress day, M33AA. So what you're going to do is click on the plus right here, not the underscore S, but the normal one. You're going to go to dynamic area info. And you see this .git file, you're going to extract that file. Now you could just extract it to the desktop, it doesn't matter. So once you extract the file, you're going to want to go into the KGFF editor. You're going to go to File, Open, and whatever that .git file was. So you're going to want to go to that M33 one. Alright, so now you'll get all this, a lot of stuff on the list. Like as you can see there, yeah. So anyways, what you're going to want to go to is you want to find creature list. Alright, so once you find the creature list, you're going to find all these things here. There should be a lot. So what you're going to want to do is click creature list, add struct, and you're going to go all the way down to that struct. Alright, so once you're on the struct, you're going to click the ID struct 0. You're going to make the ID to 4. And then what you're going to go to is add field resref right here. Then on that resref, what you're going to want to do is enter the name of your character, the resref of it, so test underscore char. And once you do that, you're going to want to change the label to template resref, exactly like this. Alright, and once you do that, you're going to right click on the struct, add field float, and for the field label, you're going to want to name it X orientation, and the values you can do anywhere from -1 to 1, I think, or actually I think it's to 90 degrees. Anyways, so we're just going to go with -1, doesn't matter. Alright, and then what you're going to do is add new field float again, and now for the label, you're going to want to put X position. Forgot to capitalize the P, my bad. And then for the values, that's going to be one of the coordinates that you found, which will be the first one. So you're going to do 182.94. And then you're going to add another float field. And then you're going to name this Y orientation. Value, I'm just going to keep it at 0, actually. Actually, I'm going to set the orientation to -1 for this, and then for the X, I'll just do 0. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Alright, so once you do that, you're going to want to add another float field. And then for the label, you're going to go to Y position. You're going to type in the second coordinate, which would be 205.26 or 16, I don't know. I can't read my own handwriting. And then you're going to add one more float field and name it Z position. And then the values, you're going to go with your last coordinate, 5.31 in this case. Alright, so what you're going to do is File, Save. And now once you've done all that, I'm going to go ahead and hide all this, hide blah blah blah. You're going to take all of these, except for the NSS, and you're going to place them into your override. Alright, now I'm going to show you what it's going to be like. For me, it's going to be slightly different because I'm going to show you guys a different merchant that I've been working on as a part of my mod. You'll also get to see a little sneak preview to that. So, going to go ahead, load game. I'll just go with this game. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't know for sure if you have to have not visited that place yet. because that's the case with some mods. But anyways, what you're going to go to is warp to the area, wherever it might be. So in this case, it's, for me, tat 17, tat M17AH. Now you're going to warp and you're going to go to that area. This is my new module that I'm making. It's replacing, well, it's taking the place of the ones area on Lehon. Anyways, so boom, you'll see your character right there, your merchant. You go ahead and talk to him. Now you won't hear him speaking because you'll have to add in your own script thingy for that, or action in the dialogue editor. That's pretty simple. And so you just go blah blah blah. You can talk to him. And with that script I use, the second conversation that I have with him, he asks all this. So you're going to say, I'd like to take a look at your inventory, and boom, there you go. You now have a merchant in the game. Now there's all these stuff I added in custom items too. I forgot the thumbnails for. But yeah, so this is going to be a Jedi merchant. As you can see, very overpowered right there. So yeah, that's how you guys add in a merchant to the game. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful for you. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.